Welcome to the Student Voice on Air, a radio show written, hosted, edited, and produced by journalism and FTVM media students at Moorpark College. The focus is on current news and issues, along with informative interviews. I'm your host, Steven Suarez, and on this week's edition, we will be featuring Leslie Kivett, Francisco Molina, Alondra Rojas, Scott Gearman, Casey Ahern, and Andrew Mason. You're listening to 101.5 KMCJ Moorpark College Jams. How's it going today, guys?
Good.
It's good. How are you, Steven?
I'm good for a Tuesday morning.
I'm asleep.
When this was recorded, obviously.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
Long week, but raring to go.
Running on a blue rock star, and that's it.
Definitely asleep right now.
Alrighty, let's get started with Leslie.
Welcome everybody to anyway. So coming up, that is early next week. I'm going to give you guys all this announcement ahead of time so you can't complain after November 8th.
Let's do it.
October 24th is the last day to register to vote in the state of California.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Go vote.
This is huge.
So you really,
Huge.
if you aren't registered by now, you really ought to be. It's
This election's
huge.
It's
Drop the
huge.
H.
Oh my God. So if you aren't already registered, you'll need your either driver's license, ID card number, or the last 4 digits of your social security number to register online. You can also do so by calling 805-654-2664. That's the Ventura County Elections Office. Yeah, it's really simple. Like,
You can
I cannot imagine anyone listening to this has ignored news about the election. So get out there, register to vote, make sure that you have a reason to complain when anything bad happens.
Yeah. It's much
If
more
you
than
don't
just
vote, you don't
one.
get to complain. That's just as simple as it is. So as long as you're all registered to vote, are we all registered to vote? You guys registered to vote?
I am registered.
Absolutely.
My first year
Already
of
voted.
college, someone found me on campus. It was like, hey, sign this.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
si-
You can
Okay.
barely walk around Moorpark
Yeah.
without getting attacked at least 5 times.
Well, good. So we can all move on to the next part, which is a financial aid workshop called Cash for College.
Ooh.
That's this Saturday, October 22nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that is at all colleges related to us. That's all of their sister colleges. Sorry, that's Moorpark College,
Ventura.
and
Oxnard.
Oxnard.
The big three,
The
as they
big
call it.
three.
Is that what they call it?
The big three. Did we
I've
call
never-
it the big
I've
three?
never
That's
heard
what Andrew
that.
calls it.
Anyway, if you want to go down to that, you can get student parent tax information, help with their W-2s, other income information for students and parents. Basically, just get down there, make sure that you're prepped and ready for applying for your financial aid in the upcoming semester or in upcoming academic years.
A lot of good stuff there that can really help you out in the long run.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I would hope so, especially if you're going to be at a college for a long period of time. After you graduate from college and you're just so excited to get out of Moorpark, you can go on a trip to Europe.
Ooh.
You guys ever been to Europe?
I've never.
not.
Have
I
you?
read a little bit about this. Tell me. I'm really interested, but I didn't even know you were bringing this up.
Well, at the end of this academic year, that is the end of next semester, the Moorpark College Foundation will host a 19-day vacation across Europe, hitting up 9 cities, including Berlin, Prague, Venice, Paris, beginning in London.
Ooh.
Yeah.
9 cities, you said?
No
Yeah, 9
longer part
cities.
of the EU.
No longer part of the EU. So you can go to Europe and then the UK. So it's meant to be like a celebratory graduation trip, but any student who wants to pay the $2,800 to go,
Does that include like airfare and all that?
that includes meals, tour guides, the bus rides. It does not include return and going to airfare. So you got to get to London in addition to that $2,800.
But all of your European food is paid for. Then.
Yeah, all
European food. There you
of your, all of
go.
your quote unquote European
Get
food.
back, Scott. What'd you have? European.
I
food.
had European food.
No, but that's
Baguettes.
See if I can
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
save
Pizza.
enough quarters for that. Let's see. It's $2,800.
quarters for that.
Saving up the jar, it's almost full.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that change cup in my car is pretty full, man.
It's at least 5 quarters.
So it is
More.
important to note that in addition to the $2,800 fee for the actual trip, you do have to pay for your own airfare. If you're interested in this, you can contact Dana Apple, who's handling the trip and wants students to consider that a trip like this, while expensive, can be life-altering.
Yeah.
Well, grand scheme, it's probably not that expensive. Everything's taken care of for you, so it's a one
Yeah.
fee, and then do you know if they have any payment plans with that at all?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay,
I feel
pretty
like
sure.
That'd probably be with the
With
airfare,
them.
whatever you're paying for the airport. That might be
Get in
with them.
contact with her
Yeah.
for those.
If you're interested in going, you can contact Apple at her email address, which is dapple@dreamvacations.com. And if you are interested in going, it will require a $200 deposit.
Heard about a lot of those in high school. A lot of kids went on those, and they're pretty darn good. So I might check that out.
Yeah, I had a friend who went over this past summer. It was with Moorpark and a couple other colleges, and he really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And so finally, here at home, not in Europe, at Moorpark College, you may have noticed if you went to the homecoming game this past weekend that we have a cheer team now. It's the first time
Yes, we do.
in 10 years that Moorpark College has had an official cheer team to be on the sidelines during sporting events. It's got 14 members, and it's actually headed up by the wife of, I believe, the football coach.
Head coach.
Yeah.
Wow, all right.
Her name is Kelsey Stewart, so she's coaching these
She is a
14
gem.
newcomers. Huh?
She's a gem.
She's-
She's really very good lady.
I haven't met her. I hope she's...
She's awesome.
She's awesome?
Yeah, she's awesome.
I'll
So
take your word
they're
for it,
headed in
Scott.
the right direction. I'm sure if they keep this going, they can. This club will be around for a long time. It won't be a club, but it'll be a team.
Yeah.
So
That's how a lot of sporting initiatives start here as clubs, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So there are 14 members, and they're brand new on campus this semester. And today we have in our studio Shae, Wender, and Allie Burns, who are brand new members of this cheerleading squad. And we have an interview with them right now. Hello and welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
So Shae, can you give me how long you've been at Moorpark and what your major is?
I've been at Moorpark for a year and a half now, and I'm studying kinesiology.
Very nice. And Allie?
I've been at Moorpark since spring 2014, so a little long, but my major is sociology, and next semester is my last semester.
Fantastic. Closing out your academic education at the end of an academic year.
Yep.
Very nice. So you're both members of this newly formed cheer squad. I'm told it's the first cheer squad Moorpark College has had in about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you joined over the summer. How did you hear about the cheer squad being formed?
I actually stumbled upon it by complete accident. I was actually looking at the school, one of the schools I'm looking at to transfer, Cal State Channel Islands, and I was kind of looking at their sports and what they had, and they had a cheerleading club, and so I was kind of looking at their information and thinking, oh, it'd be really fun to get back into cheerleading because I did it in high school, and then I had pure curiosity. I was like, I wonder if Moorpark has any cheerleading, and so I go on Google and look it up, and I actually came upon the old athletic website, and it said, Moorpark no longer has cheerleaders.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's what I thought. And then I was kind of just clicking around the website, and I was like, let me see, what else the sports at Moorpark has. And I found the new athletic website. First thing to pop up on the new athletic website was tryouts for Raider Cheer.
Yeah.
So I contacted Kelsey Stewart, our coach, right away, and she gave me all the information, and the rest is history.
And what about you, Shae?
Well, realistically, I found it on Twitter.
There you
I
go.
was not sure if I was going to be a cheerleader at all. I just found it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. We finally got a cheerleading squad here.
Have you been looking for a cheerleading squad at Moorpark?
No.
Oh.
I was an athletic trainer, so
Oh, okay.
I saw that we had a lot of high school cheerleading teams coming to every game, and I thought it was, very nice that we actually had a college team now that we can formulate, but I wasn't sure about it. So I contacted Kelsey and asked for information about it, and I guess it introduced me to cheer.
So what ultimately prompted your joining?
I really just wanted to get involved on campus, something that was a little bit more scheduled and regular to be joined. Because you can join clubs, but a lot of the time it's really just your choice if you wanted to do this or do that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
with cheer, it was like you got to be there for the practices, got to be there for things. And I kind of like that responsibility, and I like that involvement of being representatives
Yeah.
of Moorpark. So.
I have a question. Is this a club, or is it an actual, the sports teams all have classes? Is this something that will eventually become a class, or is this just something put on by you guys that you're working with the athletic department?
It's a club so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how a lot of sports teams on this campus create they start from clubs to begin with. And I think what they want to do is just see how well we can establish ourselves first, and then we can probably formulate a class or a team in the next year or so.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So Allie, you did cheerleading in high school. Did you, Shae?
No, I did not.
Oh,
No, yeah.
newcomers and the old school. I like it. So there are 14 members on the cheer squad. Is that planning on growing? Do you want more members?
It's definitely a good sized team. I came from a small private school, so we had one
I'll give
year
you
we
a
had
hint.
10
I've never
girls.
been a
so-
cheerleader, so I don't know how big a team is.
Yeah, and it definitely ranges. I mean, I had squads as small as 10 up to 13, 14 in
okay.
high school. So it's a pretty decent size, but I know public schools can have up to 20 to 25 girls. So, I mean, we're definitely open to expanding in the future and having a lot of a lot of talent and people, that we can use both female and male. We're definitely hoping to expand it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not physically strong
We're looking to be co-ed, so
And they are, the male cheerleaders are very strong.
Exactly. And
That's
we
what
can
I
actually
immediately thought,
start
like lifting people up and like being the face of the pyramid. Like, no,
we can start
nope.
doing more stunts, like more just one-man stunts.
I can
with
look pretty,
men
but
if
I
we
can't,
start
like-
getting more guys to join the team. So we are looking for a co-ed team in the
cool.
future.
Do you
So-
have males on the team already?
No, we had like one other guy. I
Scott,
think he tried to try out,
get on
but
it
it
and
was
do
a
it.
little too late.
Scott's pretty buff.
But
do
we're looking to expand ourselves in the next like month or so because of football season will start
Right.
chilling down, and then we're going to start looking more competition level for
Yeah.
spring. And to get to that level, and I think it will help a lot if we had male athletes on our team. And it's really not like you don't have to be, as a male cheerleader, you don't have to be like, you don't have to hold a whole bunch of like positions of cheerleading in the past. Like we just need the muscle strength really more than anything.
You're looking at me like you're like, join now.
Hey, we got to recruit, so we're trying to get more
Hey,
people
well,
to
I
join.
would have to think about that.
How can people, if Scott wanted to join, how would he go about doing so? Who would he go talk to?
Well, we do have different like social media sites that you can go visit that we have like contact information on there. But we do ask that people go to the Moorpark site under the athletics page, and there should be like information to go to our cheer advisor. And most likely she'll introduce you to our coach and talk to her. And she's super sweet, very open to talking to anyone, even individual people. So if you wanted to join, we need it. We need the help for that,
Let's get some research to do, Scott.
eyeballing him.
Oh, all right. I'll stop picking on you. So you guys were at the homecoming game, right?
Yes.
What was that like? Because that was like a big event for.
Yeah, it was
a
a
great
lot
game.
of work. It was a lot of work for the halftime routine for us.
A lot of preparation.
Yeah, we actually invited girls from our high schools that were cheerleading at our alma maters and,
Oh, really?
and that we're alumni with, and we invited them to perform with us in the halftime routine. So not only did we have to get a halftime routine, we had to teach it to other girls, and so that took a lot of work.
That's pretty intense for people who don't normally work together.
Yeah, it was, and it's 2 minutes worth of a routine, which doesn't sound very long, but when you're trying to choreograph and put other things there, it can be, you think you have a lot, and it's only about 5 seconds
You
worth.
should see the meetings where we put together the 2-minute segments for the show.
Yeah. So it was a lot of hard work, but it paid off. It looked really great. I've seen videos. Yeah, thanks.
stuff, yeah.
We're really proud of it, and we actually got to put in our first collegiate level stunt in that one, which we had been working on for a couple weeks now. We did a back tuck basket where our flyer does the tuck in the air. The high school level you can't do inversions, so can only do that in college level. So we're really excited to be able to perform that.
It sounds fantastic. Thank you so much, Shae and Allie, for stopping by and telling us about the new cheer squad on campus.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Best of
Thank
luck.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're listening to 101.5 KMCJ, Moorpark College Jams. I'm Steven Suarez, and this is the Student Voice on Air, a program about what's trending here at Moorpark College. Let's turn to Scott and Francisco for the latest updates on the Moorpark Raiders campus sports.
What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Good, buddy.
Doing good. Good to be here. Good to talk sports always.
Go Dodgers.
Yeah, baby.
Andrew's here too.
Andrew's here.
Andrew, the one and
Andrew
only.
Hey, guys.
Mason.
Andrew.
The one and only Andrew Mason, San Diego Charger fan.
More importantly,
I'm not letting you
Laker
talk
fan.
on the Chargers. Francisco, let's hear it, buddy.
All right, bro. So we got some good news. Our women's soccer team got another W, guys.
Boom.
Man, this
Killing
was
it.
This was a booming game, man. Second minute in, forward sophomore Brea Pilkington scored right away. Raiders kept up the momentum. They kept it going.
Wait, they scored in the second minute?
Second minute, bro. So that's like
Wow.
what, like if you're equivalent to basketball, like what, 15 seconds in, maybe?
Basically.
Yeah,
that's
bro. They
quick.
kept it going, though, bro. They got another quick score by sophomore midfielder Eva Matarang in the 10th minute, dude. So just 8 minutes after
back-to-back.
that, man. Yeah, they were just balling, dude. And then right before halftime, Brea squeezed in another goal in the 35th minute. So they were up 3-0 in the half. Not much in the second half, though. No score by either team. So it was a dry second half, you know.
It was a dry second. It was a domination. What do you
It
mean?
was a domination, yeah,
held them
they-
out for a whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, man.
So what's the record now?
The record right now is 7 wins, 3 losses, and 3 ties.
Wow.
Yeah, and
And
we're
there's-
2-0 in conference play. Is that
Correct,
correct?
Right
man.
on.
Correct, man.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like different player each game steps up, you know. So everyone's contributing.
But one name I constantly see is Taylor Vile. You know, she's
balling.
She's something else. Like
She
she had an
is,
assist
she
today.
Yeah, she gave an assist. Yeah, correct.
She's a freshman, guys.
Really?
She is. She's a newbie to the club.
You can rack up those offers, baby.
Yeah, man. So their next game is October 18th, which is a Tuesday at Allen Hancock at 2 o'clock p.m., man. So wish them the best of luck. Also, our men's soccer team, not so good last week. They got a loss against LA Mission. Final score came out to be 3-1. Trent Madison, who we had on the show last week, scored a penalty kick to tie it up.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so he's a
we
baller.
always have the best.
Yeah, he tied it up. In the
quick note on Trent: we have a profile. We're actually meeting with him today, so we got a profile going on for the paper. So keep a lookout for that. Trent Madison, he's a bright spot here. He's a
good guy.
He's a Division I transfer. So shout out to the Student Voice. In paper, we do that here, guys. So keep putting that out. We do that here.
Yeah, he tied up the game in the 33rd minute, but that wasn't enough. Second half was all LA Mission. They scored on the 76th and 84th minute. So, they took that one. Meanwhile, Moorpark went scoreless in the second half. The Raiders moved to one loss and one tie in conference play, and overall season record of 3 wins, 5 losses, and 3 ties.
And I spoke to Trent and me and Misha, one of my writers. We spoke to Trent, and he said this team as a whole, even though the record doesn't display it, like it's not a major playoff push record.
Right.
He sees the continuity they're building and the real the passion these guys have for the game. So the record really doesn't show it.
No, you're correct, dude.
But they're battling every single game. They're not letting it get away from them. 3-1.
And despite the loss, dude, he's just balling. He's giving it all he got, So
he's one of the leaders. He's one of the leaders of this team.
Yeah,
Told me
definitely,
himself. He said they look for him and he conducts a lot of practices and he's somebody to really keep a lookout for. I think he needs to get back to the D1 level.
Definitely, he definitely belongs there.
Their next game is October 18th, Tuesday as well, at Allen Hancock at 2 p.m. as well.
Now, speaking of the other football, that was homecoming.
The other football. So the Moorpark Raiders football team had a game this past weekend against Bakersfield. And why was this game significant? This game was significant because it was the first time in 9 games that's since 2003 that Moorpark has defeated Bakersfield.
2003?
This was our homecoming
since 2003.
game, right?
This is our homecoming game. And just reminiscent of last year, they also had another overtime thrilling victory. And just to clarify, this past Saturday, Moorpark won that game 30-27. Isaiah Johnson, 30-27.
Jeez.
So it was, I'll get to that here in a second. I know you're excited. I'll get to that here in a second. So Isaiah Johnson, again, dominated this game. He was just elected the Conference Offensive Player of the Week once again. It's the second time this year, I believe. And remember, he still missed that first game and played, I think, his second game with the cast. So he finished out. So let me tell you this. He only had 11 rushing yards in the whole first half. He finished the game with 230.
He put in work, dude.
230. So it's a real testament to his offensive line. As broken as they are, they're blocking for him. So they're working very hard for him. He averaged 8.2 yards carry this past game. DJ Farmer picked up TJ Newborn after TJ had a fumble. DJ took a kickoff 100 yards for a touchdown, and that was the only scoring they had for the whole first half. Moorpark once again came from behind, and they ended up taking it to overtime, scoring their last touchdown to tie the game up with 16 seconds left in regulation.
And they,
was that Cato Brown who scored that last one?
Cato Brown had a 1-yard rush, and he had a 53-yard pass that they almost collided on down the left hash for a huge gain that set up that push inside the 20 for the game-tying touchdown.
And they put up 13 points in the fourth quarter alone. So
it was big time.
Going
into overtime, they lost the coin toss. So Bakersfield elected for Moorpark to start on offense. They were held to a field goal, and 2 plays into the Bakersfield possession, Jesse Lamon, linebacker, intercepted the ball and in the game.
Perfect.
It was huge. There was a big mosh on the field. Coach was very passionate, screaming. It was amazing. Eddie McGalver, I talked to him. He said this was the second biggest win he's ever had. When I was going up to the booth for the stats post game, I actually heard some of the Bakersfield coordinators say they knew that play was coming. So it was a really big overtime thriller and a huge victory going into conference play. 1-0 now, big 1-0 victory.
Right on, man.
All right, guys. So that's hopefully going on to next week. They carry that same momentum. They have a game upcoming Saturday against COC, kickoff at 6 p.m. That is a home game. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, let's go, man.
All righty. So today we have strength and conditioning coach. Is it assistant strength and conditioning coach?
Yes,
Nick
sir.
Valera, and receiver, kick returner, punt returner, TJ Newborn. But you make a living at taking kicks back to the house. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm really well. This homecoming game was a great one, yeah?
Oh, it was a
thriller.
banger.
It was a thriller. All right. So TJ, you had a fumble this last week.
Yeah.
But your boy DJ picked you up. He took 100 yards to the crib.
And I was right by his side.
Right by his side. Blocking, you made up for it. You know, what puts you in the mindset knowing that on each play you can take that ball to the house?
It's like going through my mind. It's like I hear everybody on the sideline, take one back, wear your jersey number on the scoreboard. It's a lot going through my mind. And then when I see the hole and I hit it, and then that one person just tackled me, I just get frustrated. Like, dang, just that one man, I could have scored.
Yeah. You know, how did you land here at Moorpark College? The Moorpark College.
The way that I landed here was I had a opportunity to go somewhere else in Georgia where I was originally living at, but I wanted to come back home because I was like homesick for like 2 years. So, and my mom and my stepmom and my dad lived out here, well, in Simi, and they was like, "Why don't you go to Moorpark?" I was like, checked them out, liked it, hit up the coach. It was like, "I'm interested in coming here." And he was like, he seen my highlights. He was like, "I can't wait to get here."
That's awesome.
Is this your first year at Moorpark?
Yes, sir. Fresh out of high school.
So how do you feel? How do you feel knowing that, or how? I mean, I don't know if you know about Moorpark's history. It hasn't been that great of a program in the years past. Like, how does football wise, yeah, football wise. How do you feel that this team has a chance to really be special for years to come?
Like, just the team that we have now, we're doing stuff. It's just we just gotta find it in ourselves to change it. Like, with this win, gave us a boost, a real big boost for CLC and the rest of the conference. Right now we're number 1, and we just got to keep it there. And if we keep it there, next year's team can just do us better or even better.
Back to the kick return, punt returns. What prepares you to be in that mindset? You know, what preparation do you do on your own to really to be a difference maker? Because you yourself, you could be a difference maker. You don't need somebody to throw you the ball. Just they kick you the ball, and you could be dangerous. What prepares you for that?
What prepares me is just everybody staying behind my back, keeping me up, and just thinking that every time you touch the ball, you just need to score. The reason why we're number 6 is because every time I touch the ball, I want to score 6 points.
Right on, man.
Right on.
Now, Nick.
What's up?
How you doing?
Doing great.
You look fired up.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Just got out of a great lift, man.
Awesome. I need to be in there with you guys. Let me know. I'll talk to you after this. So how do you prepare these boys?
Oh, yeah.
What's your main motto for these guys? How do you get them prepared in the weight room?
Do the little things right. Come in, work hard every single day. They got to come in. You know, these guys know to stay on their, you know, what they're doing. They know their goal. They know what they need to accomplish that day in the weight room. You know, stick to the schedule, do things right, help your teammates out, kind of like what TJ was talking about. Everyone's got each other's back, and that's a culture that we started building in the weight room the last couple of years here, and I think that's one thing that's really helped lead this program towards the success where we're at right now.
So you're really making sure everyone's in there busting their butt every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody.
Which is, I mean, it can be difficult sometimes because, you know, after getting that W, you just want to have a easy, laid-back practice right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make sure that you make them work 100% every time?
I mean, I think it's a little bit easier in the weight room for us, you know, because when you guys come in, you know, TJ, when you guys come into the weight room, back to normal. Just another day, right?
Just another day in the office.
Nah, just another day coming in the office.
Yep, that's right. So we have Nick Valera. He's assistant strength and conditioning coach here at Moorpark College. TJ.
Yes, sir.
Does he kick your guys' butt? Does he really take it to you every day?
What? My arms is hurting right now.
So how long have you been here, Nick?
I've been here for just over a year. I came on at the beginning of last season.
Did you notice a culture change with head coach Mike Stewart coming in, these new recruits?
There's a whole culture change going on.
That's great to hear.
We could take it back to last year, halfway through last year at that bye week time. Coach made a change, and, you know, we started building a standard.
Yes, sir.
And we carried that along this year. You know, when we were doing stuff in the weight room, on the field, conditioning-wise, during the off season, we started a standard. We built that standard. So that way when we get, you know, new guys like TJ, all the freshmen coming in, you know, they know that standard, and we can keep building.
Is it kind of weird to think that last year you had an OT thriller, and this year you have another OT thriller, October, same time?
Yeah, that's the game of football right there.
Yeah.
Every game's going to be a grind.
You guys know, you've probably seen, you as well, TJ, know this team battles, and they never let up. You know, you've been down in a couple games, and you fight back right into it, just like I believe it was the El Camino game.
Yeah.
El Camino game ended on that last play interception. What's your mindset looking forward for the rest of this year, Nick?
Well, hopefully we can get 4 more. Go into the bowl game, and then win the bowl game. So hopefully it's 5 more, actually.
Sounds good.
Strike that, and let's make it 5 wins in a row here to close out the season.
Keep them working hard in the weight room. TJ, what's the mindset for the players?
Mindset for us is just to stay focused, stay humble, and just stay on what we need to do. Listen to the coaches doing our assignments, keeping our assignments great. We shouldn't be able to lose. The only way we will lose is if we beat ourselves.
It seems like that's been the case. Start fast, finish strong.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, so 1-0. This Raider team is like a whole new season. Let's get to the playoffs, boys. Thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, guys.
This is 1015 KMCJ Moorpark College Jams. I'm Steven Suarez, and this is the Student Voice on Air. Here's Casey with entertainment news.
Well, thanks, Steven. So this past week and also going on this upcoming week is Night of the Living Dead. And Francisco, Andrew, and myself, we were all there on opening night, October 13th. What do you guys think of it?
Well, you know me. I'm a zombie guy. Walking Dead, The Last of Us. I'm all about zombies. But this play...
Last of Us is good.
It is. This play brought something new for me in the zombie world, I guess you could say.
Was it music?
No music, thank God. The fact that these zombies were in the crowd with us throughout the entirety of the play, throughout the aisles, they are walking up and down. So you get to really not only feel their presence, but you get to see them up close, and you get to really see how impressive their makeup is, how great they look.
That's really clever.
It adds tension to the entire play throughout the whole time. And that is something that you don't get in a video game or something like that. You get to really see them up close, and that was awesome.
Yeah, the whole sort of vibe of the room was like kind of this like eerie thing. Even in the beginning when they have little sound effects that kind of, it's almost just background noise that sets
the scene
tone,
for like that dark setting. And it with the zombies walking around in there or in the audience with you, that I don't know about you, but that made me like I didn't want to talk to anyone next to me because I didn't want these zombies over here like try to get us. Like I don't know, it just seemed like I wanted to hide from these things.
Attract their attention.
Yeah.
Exactly. We wanted to hide the entire time.
Yeah.
That's really clever. That's very clever.
Our arts and entertainment editor, Emily Morellis, we were at dress rehearsal or one of the rehearsals for this, and when the zombies started coming up into the audience, we were freaking out. It was creepy, and it's entertaining at the same time.
Exactly.
You know?
These guys, the people that put on the play, the performers in it, they're into it. They definitely are trying to get some reactions out of you for sure.
They'll like stare into your eyes. Yeah.
It's fun to scare people.
You guys, last weekend to check it out. Go check it out. It's awesome.
Yep, I recommend it. Also coming up, we have CBS Radio's We Can Survive, which is pretty much a concert.
Are there zombies at this too?
No.
What?
Unless you go. No.
That's how I feel right now. You're not wrong.
We Can Survive, which is a concert at the Hollywood Bowl. It's in honor of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And artists include Ariana Grande, Charlie Puth, G-Eazy, Meghan Trainor, Pitbull, One Republic, and I believe Bruno Mars is the headliner.
Impressive
My boy
lineup.
G-Eazy, dude.
How much are the tickets?
Tickets, they range from $75, which is like standard tickets, all the way up to official platinum seats and platinum charity tickets for around like $600.
Francisco, I know you like Meghan Trainor. You gonna be
dude,
there?
I've gone to 5 concerts.
You guys were like, "Oh man, it's a great lineup," and I'm sitting there like, I have no idea who this guy is.
I would say though, G-Eazy is my man, dude. I like his stuff. Will proceeds be going to a foundation?
Yeah, it's a fundraiser for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That's
so I'm
awesome.
sure they have a charity that it's all given
So-
to, especially with platinum charity tickets.
I recommend to rock some pink to the event. That'd be nice.
And you said the Hollywood Bowl, so like, I assume that's in Hollywood then, right?
Yep. The Hollywood Bowl on Saturday, October 22nd.
No.
Again, Saturday, October 22nd
in Tokyo, man. What are you
at
thinking?
6 p.m.
Hey, you never know.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I've been to the Hollywood Bowl, and it's a great venue.
Yeah, it is.
It is nice.
Is it outdoor or indoor?
It is outdoor.
Yeah, it's outdoors.
Yep.
Outdoor venue.
It's gorgeous.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's also a national park.
Yep. So if you feel like rocking out while also being charitable, come to We Can Survive at the Hollywood Bowl Saturday, October 22nd at 6 p.m. Now coming out of LA and into our very own Moorpark College, we have our vocal ensemble and concert choir performing To Be Sung on the Water Friday, October 28th in the Performing Arts Center. And have you guys ever been to a choir performance here?
Not yet, but this is the one I'll be going to.
Yeah, I have not been, but I definitely want to check this one out.
Yeah.
I know Brandon Elliott, the conductor. He's
Things
the
are
real
gonna
deal.
get
I'm excited.
nautical.
Is that because of the water?
There we go. Yeah.
And
They're all water
rumor
themed.
has it there's a surprise in this.
River has it.
Rumor.
Oh.
River.
I see what you're trying to do there. I see. Rumor has it that
At this point, it's just a stream of consciousness.
yeah, there's a surprise in this performance.
Ooh.
What
Yes,
are you talking about?
Oh,
And
gosh.
as Leslie, I'm sure, has mentioned, this theme of the show is water. And so this is in the Performing Arts Center, 7:30 p.m. on October 28th. And tickets range from $8 to $12. And this concert is sure to be exciting.
It's going to feature stuff like Down in the River to Pray from O Brother Where Art Thou, stuff like To Be Sung on the Water, which shares the name of the whole concert by Samuel Barber.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And this is going to be everything from jazz to classical to gospel. So I encourage anybody who is interested in music or wants to come out and support the choir to be there
if
on
you've
the 28th.
never been to one of these concerts, you can go ahead and get your feet wet.
October 28th.
Oh my God, get him out.
It's going to make a splash.
So today with us, we have freshman member of the choir, Nathaniel Deadwylier. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for
Doing great.
joining us, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Thank you for
thanks
having me.
Being here. You're part of the choir, which is putting on To Be Sung on the Water, which is on Friday, October 28th. How do you feel about the show? Excited? Nervous?
I feel excited and nervous at the same time. The excitement part is that it's going to be my first college choir show, but the nervous part is that memorizing all of my music.
Oh my gosh, how many songs do you guys have to perform?
How many songs depends on which sections of the choir are doing it. So for right now, for me, I'm doing about 5 to 6 songs, I believe.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Have you done choir before?
Yes, I have. I started in a mixed choir in 6th grade, a mixed choir in 7th grade, and then high school choir. I did concert choir all 4 years, men's choir 1 year, and 1 semester of vocal jazz ensemble.
Wow, we got a seasoned vet in our
Sounds like you're
presence.
really on top of this.
Yeah, and what is your voice?
My voice ranges from a baritone to a tenor 2.
Wow.
But back in high school, I used to switch a lot from bass, baritone, and tenor just because we didn't have many guys and we needed some people on a certain song. So I would be put on that song based on which section needed more strength.
Nice. And so To Be Sung on the Water, could you give us kind of an overview of what it is, what the style is?
To Be Sung on the Water is mostly between classic, gospel, and jazz music, and all the songs are based on water, or the element of water. Every single song that we have at least has water on it.
Okay, nice. And you're working with Brandon Elliott, correct? How's
Yes.
that been?
Brandon Elliott has been really more of a, I gotta say, like perfectionist, because he gets down to each section and listens to every part to see what we need to work on, what we need to improve, and it just helps us a lot to know that we have somebody to rely on to help us master our music all the way.
I'm sure you guys are really tight, the harmonies and everything clean.
Yes, we are. We're just getting ready for the final prep until the show.
Nice.
What has been the biggest challenge in preparing for To Be Sung on the Water so far?
The biggest challenge for me, there's actually 2 challenges. One is memorizing all the lyrics.
Yeah.
And 2 are the dynamics. I have to know what kind of dynamics I need to have. I need forte, I need mezzo piano or piano. So I just need to, keep in touch with the dynamics and the lyrics.
And when did you start singing?
I started singing back when I was just a baby.
Really?
When I
Came out of the womb, started wailing to lose.
Yeah, 'cause when I was little, I was diagnosed early with mild autism, which I could not be able to talk until I was 4. But I was able to sing. How I sung is I listened to artists on the radio, such as NSYNC or Brian McKnight, or even Mary J. Blige on the radio back when MTV had TRL, and I just went along with it. I wasn't like normal kids who would do those sing-along. long stuff. I just kind of like went my own path straight into pop and R&B.
Wow, is singing? Would you say singing is your passion?
Yes, it is. It's been my passion my whole life. It's made me the man that I am right now.
Nice. And do you hope to have a career in it, transfer as a music major?
I'm doing a music major in vocals. Right now, I'm in the applied program, and I want to work on my skills that I need to improve on and then transfer it to a 4-year university because I want to be a choir director. I want to help a younger generation appreciate all values in music, whether it's R&B, classic, jazz, country, any type of music. I just want to help them express who they are and not be afraid to judge it.
Yeah, it's so powerful to be able to connect with people in that way on such a deep emotional level.
It brings everybody in a union, a type of union, sort of. And whenever you hear something that everybody is familiar with, say like Journey, Don't Stop Believin', everybody's like together in that song. You know, you all just like get along like one big family.
Yep.
I love your story, man. Sometimes you got to learn to run before you can walk.
Yeah, do you feel like singing has allowed you to move past some of your own personal problems?
Yeah, it has. A few times when I was in elementary school, I've been bullied, and then as soon as I get home from my day in school, I just turn on the radio and just start jamming.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely an escape, you know.
Yeah, escape from reality and go into your own music journey.
And the fact that you want to pass that on and really embrace it, that's awesome to hear. I'm really happy.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, actually it just goes for all musicians that are in the future generation, is that in order to inspire people through music, you have to look out for everybody that's with you in a choir. Because if you look out for everybody, then you know what it truly means to be on a team.
Well, Sung on the Water, October 28th at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much, Nathaniel.
Yeah,
thank you, Nathaniel. Appreciate you being here.
It's
Thank you
wonderful
for having
talking
me.
to you.
It's been
Absolutely
a pleasure.
Wonderful.
Oh, and there also is a surprise in the concert.
Surprise.
I can't give full details, but I will say that it'll really bring you guys up from your seats.
Can you give us, before the interview started, you sang a little bit for us. Can you give us just the same thing you sang? Because I want to hear it again.
What shall we do? 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 What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Woo.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Nathaniel, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This is 101.5 KMCJ, Moorpark College Jams. I'm Steven Suarez, and this is the Student Voice on Air. Coming up is the roundtable discussion, and today we're talking about some creepy clowns.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Steven, we've been preparing this segment for so long. We wanted to do it last week, but then the presidential debate happened, and, well, I guess we have to talk about the presidential debate.
That's a little
but now we're
important.
talking about clowns.
Real issues, clowns.
The real issue, the clowns. So in the studio with us today, we have Chad Basile, a criminal justice professor here at Moorpark College.
Hi, good afternoon. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you
for
so
being
much
here.
for coming in and saying hello. So if you're unaware, if you're uninitiated in this clown craze, basically in late August this year, clowns started appearing in people's backyards, on their porches, and it's gotten so extreme that 7 people in Alabama are actually facing terrorist charges for creating what people perceive as a threat in public, in dressing up in these very colorful but also very frightening to many people, these costumes. So we're going to talk about what kind of criminal element there is to this, whether or not these people can be charged, if people maybe in our area are doing it, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. That's why we brought Chad in, and I'm going to reveal myself as a clown that worked for 6 years. So I have my own personal little insight in
Now
this
the
whole...
blue hair makes sense.
I gotta know though, did you have a clown name?
No.
Oh.
No, it's just... Yeah.
It's
I
just a clown.
worked in
Blue
haunted
hair the
houses
clown.
for 6 years.
When did you call it quits? What made you call it quits?
I called it quits after I worked in Long Beach in 2012, and that was the last one I did, just because it was not a great production. But the reason I worked as a clown just because I was selected to be a clown at haunted houses.
Oh, that makes sense.
And when you're given that position, every single manager of these haunted houses, every single casting director I talked to, always sat down before every week with the people who were playing clowns and said, okay, you guys are obviously in a position to scare the crap out of people really, really easily. So what you have to be able to do is know when to turn it off. You have to know when they're too scared. You know when there's a line. There's a difference between, fear and exhilaration and then actual fear. So clowning in that setting was never something that people just walked in and said, oh, I want to be the clown tonight. Like, nobody got to do that. A lot of the time in these jobs, people wanted to move around because, sitting in one chair in a haunted house for several weeks in a row is kind of boring. But you could never take over a clown spot unless you proved that you were willing to kind of come out of character, stop and say, okay, this person is too scared, I need to escort them out.
Oh, wow.
The clowns were always under the most scrutiny by management. In fact, one of the places I worked, we weren't allowed to leave the maze itself. We had to stay in our spots. If we wanted to move, we had to immediately come out of our costumes. We had to immediately just not appear as a clown. If we walked outside of the maze, we were immediately reprimanded. Most people were fired if that happened.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are scared of clowns, and I'm reading the CNN article, and Canadian psychologist was talking about how that people are actually scared of clowns by the fact that they wear the makeup, they wear these disguises, so you can't actually judge who they really are. You can't judge their true personalities and feelings.
That was like the big, because as someone who used to play a clown, I saw this craze. I was reading articles about it before this segment, and I was laughing like, this is hilarious to me. The line in the sand was, I saw a video on Facebook actually of one of these clowns that's been terrorizing the country, and he was standing on a person's porch, and he was dressed up in a very similar costume that, something like I would have worn, a one-piece jumper, if you will, a mask and a handful of balloons. And he was standing on a porch, and the porch had a security camera, and he just stood there and stared at the camera, and very, very slowly just tilted his head to the left, and did it for like several minutes. That is the line. That's not funny. That's not exhilarating. There's this potentially dangerous person on my porch. Mm-hmm. So I guess the reason we wanted to bring in Chad was to help us kind of figure out what sort of criminal charges, like when does it cross the line between being entertainment? Because there's been arguments for this being performance art even. So when does it cross the line between performance art and this is a threat to public safety?
Well, I think you're going to have to look at the intent of the actor.
Yeah.
So for a crime, you need the criminal intent, and then you need also the act that's criminal. So, and you need a nexus for those three things. So you need they call it the actus reus, mens rea, and you need concurrence. And so that's your basic crime structure. And so in this case, the clowns are going to have some sort of intent to harm people. That could be an assault. That could be a battery. You're going to have the act, and you're going to have them occur at the same time. Now, when you get into specific statutes, that's going to be a case-by-case issue. Certainly, you have things like trespass, you have assault, you have battery, and then maybe even up to terrorist charges or hate crimes or anything else. That's a question that's difficult to answer straightforward without a scenario.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you need a specific example.
And it's going to really depend on the community and the district attorney, the police officers making the arrest, subsequent searches maybe, which if you look through some of the anecdotal information that you can find on the internet, there's all sorts of scenarios, and they often do go back and do a search warrant of the person's premises or computer.
Yeah.
That's one way that you can help establish the intent. I just thought it was interesting, the crossover with superheroes and masks. And
I don't think anyone is advocating for a clown superhero.
Well, there's the Joker, right?
But he's a villain.
Yeah.
Well, to some.
That immediately crosses the line.
Yeah, that's true to some.
I found it so fascinating because, again, going back to like my last year, you asked about my last year doing it in Long Beach. That year, I was given an appliance, which if you listen to our Night of the Living Dead segment that we did a few weeks ago, from the makeup department, that is a mask that is sculpted and designed specifically for a person's face. So I went in, I did auditions, and I was given the opportunity to wear this appliance. And the difference between wearing a mask and wearing an appliance is that the appliance is glued to your face. You cannot take that off. A mask, you think of a string around the back of your head, or it's full around your head. You can't take an appliance off. So to me, playing a clown actually became this point of responsibility, because if people came into my segment of the haunted house, I had to be aware that they were probably going to be scared of me, just at, bare minimum. And if they got too scared, I had to be able to express humanness from underneath my face that I couldn't remove. So honestly, when I started finding these stories of people being scared, being stalked, being harassed on their own property, it insulted me, because I was like, this is something you practice. This is something I had to earn the ability to scare people as a clown. So even though I don't do it anymore, I feel like people are treading over my territory and they aren't doing it right, and I feel really angry.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things that's like up in the air, like through every article I've read through this is it a hoax, or is it something that has malicious intent, or, you know, something that they want to harm people, you know? And Professor Basile, do you feel that because they have this mask on, so you can't like find the actual person, how do you feel that plays into the fact that trying to make arrests or trying to investigate these claims?
Well, certainly at the heart of criminal activity is anonymity. Most perpetrators don't want to be identified.
Yeah.
So this falls in line. I mean, the classic, bank robbery mask, or a bandana or whatever. I think of Point Break, right? You have the
or
various
Batman,
or Batman, and it's interesting how I thought, just reflecting on this, thinking about it the last few days. You know, the commonality. We have sort of this culture of both the good and the bad wanting to be shielded for various reasons. And I mean, certainly, if you look through some reporting, there's been sightings or so-called sightings on campuses, and people arming themselves with golf clubs and hockey sticks and baseball bats, running around trying to find the perpetrator, if there was one.
Yeah.
And so it's worrisome to me, just on a social level, that this kind of emotions being elicited. You know, where does this come from? Both the people wanting to frighten people, and then also the people's reaction to it. It seems immediately goes to violence.
Like, let's be honest. Like, scaring people is fun. Scaring people is really fun. Walking up behind someone and
it could be funny.
It's really fun. It's really all right. I guess.
Well, you know, I would say this: it's fun in the context of I'm going to a haunted house.
It's fun when there's exhilaration involved.
And I'm prepared to be scared.
That's what I was going to say next.
Well, you said earlier, there's a difference.
There's a line.
The exhilaration aspect of it, like going to a haunted house,
there's a
having
tremendous
fun,
line.
Scary movie.
Yeah.
But then actually being in fear.
If you feel like
different.
your person is threatened, that's the line that you've crossed.
Well, and then you pointed out, people are going to someone's residence.
Yeah.
Doing
that's
this.
awful.
And that's really over the line.
Because that's not a list. That's like that. That's not requested.
And that can be
just
considered
like
trespassing in some places.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think in the case of the haunted house, there's probably consent.
Yeah.
So you're consenting to it.
Yeah.
As soon as someone approaches you with the mask, whether it be a clown or not, I think, at least from our socialization, we know nothing good's going to happen from that.
So what if there was a masked clown on our campus right now, just standing on Radar Walk and just being present while students are passing by, while faculty are passing by, not actually making any moves, but just an unidentified individual making his presence known or her presence known in the middle of campus right now?
Well, you know, I would say being prudent, given what we see in the media and given the possible harm, we should alert the campus police.
Yeah.
or ask the person, hey, take off your mask. I think that's a really simple thing, which can immediately give you some insight into what this person's doing. If the person, as you pointed out, you were trained, you never wanted to frighten someone to the point, going beyond that line. And I think anyone with good intentions, if they're there just trying to make a statement, or maybe it's Halloween coming up,
or maybe they don't know that line exists,
or maybe they're not connected to that.
Yeah.
Sure, I think it's just smart. You see something unusual like that. It's fairly obvious. I know in preparation for the production, Night of the Living Dead, there were people made up as zombies walking up and down Radar Walk.
Totally.
And I thought,
cool.
what a great advertising option.
I've done that too, but we had approval from the city. Like, it was scheduled.
And accompanying those people was a ordinary person, without makeup, handing out flyers. So context is so important.
It is.
And I would just urge anybody thinking, this might be a fun idea to do, to think to the next step, and realize that it can really cause people some real.
And it's gotten so large. There's even been like a corporate response. McDonald's is aware of the phenomenon, is very, very carefully. Withdrawing Ronald from public appearances.
There's been some speculation I noticed too in the media about publicity stunts for Stephen King's new production coming out, It and all that. So who knows?
Oh my God! There's another It coming out.
Yeah, they're remaking it.
Perfect time.
And he's on your porch right now.
And I've heard that these the clowns did start, back east, and now they're coming to California. And I just think that people, if you see one around, because there was a sighting at CSUN Tuesday night.
Oh my God.
This past Tuesday night, and this clown chased 2 female students back to their dorm.
Oh, that's not cool.
Yeah,
that's super not
that's
cool.
kind of crossing the line. So I feel that if you do see a clown, maybe it's just someone dressing up. Maybe it is part of this, but always alert the campus
maybe
police.
Stay
just,
away.
Be aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a clown, know that you might be getting hurt.
Yeah,
that's always something that could happen with if you're dressing up as a clown walking around.
Yeah, I can understand the intent. It's fun, but come on, there's a line.
leave it to the jobs.
Leave it to the professionals like me, your local Moorpark College student. Chad Basile, thank you so much for coming in and talking.
Oh, it's
Thank
been
you
my
so
pleasure.
much.
And
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Keep going.
Thank you, Andrew Mason, Leslie Kivett, Francisco Molina, Alondra Rojas, Scott Gierman, and Casey Ahern for keeping us informed. This has been the Student Voice on Air, a radio show and podcast written, hosted, edited, and produced by journalism and FTVM media students at Moorpark College. For additional news and information, please log on to the Student Voice webpage at studentvoiceonline.com. That's studentvoiceonline.com. I'm Steven Suarez. Thanks for listening and being informed. This is 1015 KMCJ, Moorpark College Jams.